Can a man and woman really have a platonic relationship that doesn't involve sexual energy? Can they ever really just be friends? Some people say yes, some say no way. Today, I'm talking to Elle from FM33X, and you can catch her on YouTube and Stationhead. And we're discussing that very question. Is it real friendship or is there always something more to it? Now let's get started.
Hi, I'm Elle, and you're listening to Touch Grass and Watch Your Feet.
So when I asked this question to others, it was funny because most women said, yes, we can be friends without sexual tension. And most men said no, like that was not even a thing to them. And it kind of had me interested because me, myself, I will absolutely say yes. You can absolutely have friends without having sexual tension or anything like that. And let's be clear, when I say sexual tension, what I actually mean is you can be friends without one party or the other being a thirst trap, or you can have a friendly relationship where it's not just about you're just waiting for your turn. You know what I mean?
Inter-
That's kind of where I am with it. You know, you can have I have many. I have a lot of female friends in my life that, we are not even looking at each other that way. So, it was kind of weird to me that so many guys were like, "Hey, you know what? This is it. This is how I see it." I can't have a strictly platonic relationship with a woman. It was the younger guys, And with that, I think it's completely understandable because when I was in my 20s, yeah, I wasn't trying to be any woman's platonic friend. Okay. If I was talking to you at all, I was trying to smash. That's just how it was back then.
so understood. You're saying that you're seeing it more with younger men.
Yeah, for me.
Okay. Okay.
And like I said, when I was younger, that's how I was, I didn't have any common interest with any woman that I knew other than I like to get down, and that's what it was. And I feel like maybe it's a generational thing, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe now that I'm older and more mature as a man, I can look at these relationships in a different way. Like, I see women as, people that I talk to every day, people that I interact with every day, and, people who sometimes have very similar interests and people that I'm extremely fond of in a lot of ways, and none of them are sexual.
I think that has to do with my opinion from my experience and where I'm stationed, more self development than I think age definitely plays a part. I think, but like so does like environment and things like that. If we really get technical, I think it has to do with your development within self. I just think that when we talk about confidence or self esteem, self assurance, there's not a possessiveness there. There's not a need to attach yourself to an outcome or a goal, right? You said that. You said that there was a time that you had did that, but then you've moved past that. What if some people just never do? Because again, from my experience, yes, it's younger guys, but I have seen men way older do it. I've seen men my age do it. I've just seen it done, you know? So I think that's why I said from my stance, like, oh, if I don't want more than one woman, then I'm settling. Like, no, I think that knowing the value of quality versus quantity, and before you even get in something, knowing your value, like, okay, I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. And everyone's not for me, and that's okay. We don't have to always dive into relationships so deep, so intimately, or think of intimacy just in that form, you know?
But yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, there's so many different ways to have a intimate relationship that's not necessarily sexual, that you can still be close to somebody, you can still care about someone, you can still love somebody. But
Totally so yeah, it's funny, but if you ever have had it done or if you've ever done it, it's literally that. It's without even touching someone, you can be intimate with them. You can dive into the deepest parts of someone, and I think that's more fascinating. First of all, let's define objecting, right? You say that. What do you mean by that?
objectifying,
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
like
Exactly, define it for you.
Do we only view women as sex objects?
Is that the
Like,
only way that you can objectify something is sexually?
no, it's not the only way, but in this case, I think it's the primary way.
I'm a very strange woman. But I do believe with that, I do believe that we're taught to see men as a source. I think a
Mhm.
lot of times that source can vary depending on, where you come from and different things, but overall source of income,
A
source of
source of
stability, source of protection. These are things that are taught to little girls from playground stages. So I don't know. When you said that, it's just like, I don't want to come off too heavy on the men. And I know you're not going to with that, I wanted to make sure that I stated that, I think women do it too in different ways. And it goes back to what you were saying in your overall mission, your touch grass, is to kind of break away from those ideals that we've been fed or that we're thinking that we need to survive. Because, yeah, no, I know that women, as women, we're navigating we're hunting. That's the problem. That's a whole nother conversation.
it could very well be another conversation. What you said, yeah, I mean, men are looked at to be providers, to play a role in relationships, and I think as a man, men should be a little bit more willing to accept that role to an extent. Okay, I'm not saying that men should allow themselves to get played or used by any means, but at some point, being a man has to mean something, you know? I mean, we hear this, that, and the other about relationships and partnerships and whatnot. And I'm a firm believer that you can go 50-50 in a relationship, but at the same time, as a man, there are just certain things where that's your role, you know? So I have to ask too, when men view women merely sexually versus anything else, is that really a thing that's social or is it biological? Is it something that men can't help, in your opinion? Or do you think that it's just the way that society set things up where we've decided that this is what men are supposed to do?
I think it's biological. I think it's biological by procreation, literally. I think that if you took all media, all everything out of the world and we went back to our huts and just were by ourselves, I think we wouldn't be able to survive. And I think there would be tension, as you said. I think there would be tension in the hut. I do.
Uh,
I do.
oh, yeah, there's going to be some tension.
There's going to be some tension in the hut. Because
Mm.
we're meant to procreate. I think that we over sexualize each other. I think that there's other things that we're meant to do for each other and servitude. And again, the word intimacy. This is also, like I said, disclaimer. This is me at 33. Okay. For anybody, I have grown. I have grown and stepped into who I am. I understand that. Yeah, there's going to be tension. I think that we're made to procreate. I do think we over sexualize each other. Sex is beautiful. It's meant to actually make human beings, though. So if you're just having sex for your own sexual needs, you're not a bad guy or girl or woman, whatever. Of 18-year-old. You're not bad.
Mhm.
It's just it's like going out and mowing the lawn all day long, every day because you like the way it runs, but you're not actually cutting the grass.
Hey,
Well,
but we like the way it runs, though, because it can run real good sometimes.
but listen, there's plenty of people out there all day, all day,
Mhm.
not cutting any grass. And I've been the person that hasn't cut grass before. It's pointless. And I wanna do things with intention. So again, no judgment. We listen, we don't judge. To whomever wants to hear the room, to each their own. Mike has said he has a past life. I've lived a past life. Sure your viewers have. Go out and touch grass. That's what people need to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All of the people watching me have not had a past life. Few are trying to get that past life.
Oh, well,
Okay, we got a comment saying, "Isn't that misusing your body?"
as far as
Just being a sexual person, I think, just being sexual in nature.
yeah. Listen, yeah, yeah. Anything you're overdoing, I feel like you're misusing. So yes, by that standard, I would say yeah. What would you say, Mike?
Yeah, well, anything you can overindulge in anything, but you can also have a healthy sex life. In my opinion, that doesn't mean you're overindulgent. I mean, you can have your fun.
I'm shooting a scenario at you because I want to catch you off guard really quick. You
Go
said
for it.
that. All right, you said that. You're in a relationship.
Mhm.
You guys are having sex all the time, all the time. You just talked about other ways of intimacy. Is that not overdoing it in that perspective? If that's the main thing of what you guys do together is sex?
If I don't think it's overdoing it. I mean, if you both really love to have sex, that's fine. I mean, I still think that, yeah, too much of anything can be a bad thing because me and my woman, we can both love to have sex all the time. And can we overdo it? Maybe, but I don't think that's necessarily unhealthy.
That's your answer. Clearly, Mike's all for it. He says there's no such thing.
But at the same time, you could say also if me and my wife like to eat at McDonald's all the time, can we go too far with that? Yeah.
Yes, but you see how much more willing you were to say about
Yeah.
McDonald's than sex? Is that because you're a man?
No, not necessarily. I hope not. I think it's more because I think that sex is good for a relationship and fast food is probably a lot less good for a relationship.
This is true. And that when you put it like that, I have nothing to say.
Okay, so let's get back to the main topic because there is a question that I'd love to ask. When we talk about can you be friends with the opposite sex without sexual tension? Can you be friends with your partner's friends?
I think in a healthy way, yes. I don't think men like it. I don't think women necessarily care for it either. I haven't been really in a situation where that happens. So I don't really carry a lot of girlfriends. I'm a loner. I have people that I've grown up with and things like that, that, yeah, we can kick it and pick up where we left off. It's just that, like, usually women hang in, like, groups and they have their go-tos. I don't do that. So when a guy's entering my life, it's my family. So that's a little more different. So I don't know. I can't speak from any other perspective. What about for you?
For me, I feel like when I bring a woman into my life, she's going to be a part of my whole life and she'll be in my circle. And I honestly don't mind my woman being friends with my friends because if you're with me, I'm going to trust you.
Right.
It's either this. If you're with me, I'm going to trust you, or I've had situations in the past where I just didn't care.
Oh gosh, man. I have questions.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. That might be another episode.
Hello.
You know, if you're with me, I trust you. I mean, like, okay, if I'm at work and a friend of mine comes over to the house with my wife and he's hanging out or whatever, I'm not gonna trip about that. It's cool,
Yeah.
whatever. I trust them. You're my friend, you're my girl. It is what it is.
But
If
you're
it
saying, wait, Mike, sorry. You're saying wife and then you're saying girl. And I do think those are two different things. I do. I do.
Okay, okay, okay. Full disclosure, we're engaged. So I kinda go back and forth between the 2. We're not married yet, but I do call her my wife.
Mike, claim that. Claim that. Okay.
Hey,
Cool.
so that's where we are. But to say it, I think it's a matter of, hey, my friends can come over. I'm good with that because I trust her. And at the same time, it's like if it came down to a situation where this friend was coming over to the house every day while I was at work and I barely see him when I'm at home, okay, that's a little bit different. That's when it gets a little bit sus. But under normal circumstances, no, man, I totally trust my girl with my friends. Culture shock. The question is, how attractive is your partner and their friends?
That's a good question. Good question.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let.
Your your partner could be cute to you, but in like real life. You know what I mean? But like it can happen.
Okay. I'll just answer it on my end. My girl's cute. Her friends are cute. They're attractive. I mean, I'm not looking at them like that by any means. But I don't know. I think that my friends are also pretty attractive gentlemen as well that most women would be interested in. I really don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. It's a little bit weird for me because I've lived a lot of lives and a lot of them were wild. So I guess even if I am attracted to someone, it's like it's not even really a big deal. If we're friends, we're friends. I don't even care. I don't even look at them that way.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And that's just how it's always worked for me. So the big thing for me, like being friends with a woman Okay, there are guys out there who have their issues. They just can't do it. They can't be friends without having some sexual tension going on. And I get that. I get that. I mean, it's not for everybody. I only take issue with the dudes that say that it's impossible, that you can't, that a man and woman can't be friends without sexual tension, because I don't believe that.
Wish my hair wasn't frizzy on your lives, but
But I will say this, and I am really curious to know your thoughts. There is a difference between being friends and not having sexual tension, and being friends and being grown up about things, if that makes sense. If that sounds realistic. I'll put it like this. I have a lot of platonic female friends. I've had some platonic female friends where, I'm not thirsting after them. I'm not waiting for my turn. We're just chilling. We're just hanging out. She's just hanging out, but we're both grown up. We're both bored.
are you talking
And
about friends with benefits? Talking about you had a little partner?
hey, we're both grown up. We're both grown up. We're both bored. We're both
Wow.
single.
Okay.
And it's like, hey, you know what? You want to help me out with this thing right here? And I'll help you out with that thing over there.
And she says she need help?
Hey, friends help friends when friends need help.
Oh, I'm not that friendly. That girl, she had to be. She had to be. But no, that's not true because like you said, grown up wise, as a grown up person, you definitely have needs and yeah, get your needs filled. I would and I have. So
And that's how that went sometimes, you know? It was like, "Okay, yeah,
mm,
we're gonna take care of business, and then we just go back to being friends."
like
Yeah,
nothing ever happened?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, we went back to watching TV.
You didn't like her?
I mean, I didn't wanna date them,
Them. That's
or
crazy.
like I said, I lived a lot of lives. It wasn't a romantic thing, it was a bored thing.
So you just so guys have sex when they're bored.
Not always. No, no, no. Guys have sex when they're bored, when we're having fun, when we're having a great time, when we're happy, when we're sad. Hey, anytime we can do the dirty thing, we're down. So until you get old, and then it kind of slows down. All right. For me, I've never cared about Andra dated having male friends or male acquaintances, because I've always kind of put my trust in the girl. Like, you know what? Even if the dude is thirsty, if this girl really loves me, she's going to stick to her guns and she's going to put him in the friend zone if necessary, but they'll be friends and I'm not going to worry about it. The one thing that I'm not crazy about, and I say this all the time to guys and girls, watch out for coworkers.
I what so you're okay with the friends. You're okay with her meeting people and becoming friends, but not with coworkers.
Okay, okay, I'm a little less cool with meeting people and becoming friends while we're together.
Okay. That's
Like,
honest.
okay, if y'all are friends before we started dating, that's cool, whatever. I'm good with that, and if it's close to when we started talking or whatever, I'm good with that. If we've been dating for a year and you meet a guy, and then 3 weeks later, you wanna go have dinner with him? Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
I mean, what if it was let's go have dinner together with this guy?
Okay, I'm totally down if I go too, and that's always been the big thing, you
Okay.
know?
And then so you can go after after a few times if y'all are going together, she's like one day just like, "Hey, we're gonna go grab dinner really quick or grab lunch really quick without you." Is that cool?
If I dig the cut of his jib, then we can do that. If I don't, then we're gonna talk about it.
Understood. Understood.
Like if I'm feeling that bro's a little sus, or that he's after something, then yeah, we're gonna have
You
a
know,
conversation.
and which you said that you know that most guys usually are because
A lot of guys usually are, So I'm gonna have an eyeball on it. My thing is, for me personally, I don't want to ever not be invited. Like,
Mhm.
99 times out of 100, if y'all wanna go hang out and do something together, cool. But if I decide that I wanna pop in too, I don't wanna be checked at the door.
It shouldn't feel like you're impeding.
Right. Exactly.
Understood. Yeah, that to me is healthy. Like that to me, in your situation, in my opinion, but that to me
Mhm.
is healthy. Yeah.
Yeah,
because ultimately I don't want to be the last to know or not to know. Whatever's whatever, So yeah.
and exactly, and I'm gonna tell my lady, "Hey, if I wanna go hang out with so and so, hey, this is what we're doing, this is where we're gonna be, and hey, you wanna come kick it with us, feel free. This is the address, this is what time we're gonna be there, whatever, whatever." I mean, I'll be honest, that's never happened just because, I'm kind of a homebody, she is too, but in that event, I don't ever not tell her where I'm going or who I'm gonna be with.
Fine. You're basically stating that what you are asking for, you're capable of doing as well and providing as well. So that's healthy.
Exactly. I wanna like fairness is important to me. I wanna be equal. I don't wanna be a hypocrite and say that I care about this, that, and the other, but those rules are just for you and not me, that sort of thing. I wanna respond to this comment. Sex is important for someone to jeopardize a whole relationship. Well, for me, it's not that important. But for a lot of guys, I think some guys will jeopardize a whole relationship just to get laid once.
So listen, there's women that will do that too. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's women that'll do it too. They probably have different reasons. They probably have the same reasons, but I know that yeah, sure.
Man.
It's not
Well,
to answer your question, but yeah, people do it.
yeah, I mean, hey, people will give up a whole relationship just to get a picture with Chris Brown. We've seen that
People get divorced and break up every day, every day
every day over crazy stuff. Crazy
over
stuff.
simple things.
But yeah. Hey guys, that's it for this edition of Touch Grass. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, but don't just sit and watch internet videos all day. You need to go outside and conquer life because you matter and you need to make every day matter. Now get off the internet and go touch grass.
Until we meet again!